An 18.2 kilometre team time trial. Characteristic these days of the AJ Bell Tour of Britain, a particular test. One of the British continental teams, the Ribble Weltite team, who had high hopes being marshalled by the aerodynamic expert Dan Bigham of setting a very competitive time, duly dispensed with the first team's time of St Piran, almost 1.5 minutes faster than St Piran. Ribble Weltite then took their place in the hot seat. In the middle of the pack, though, Jumbo-Visma riding with Wout van Aert and Tony Martin and George Bennett, a very well-drilled team, but with 4 riders coming towards the difficult left-hand turn and then the final kilometre. Experiencing a little bit of difficulty there when Pascal Enkhorn dropped off with a front wheel puncture. Too late in the race to afford the time to operate a wheel change or indeed a bike change. And the other 3 riders then, including Wout van Aert and Tony Martin, forced to wait for Pascal Enkhorn, riding on a flat front wheel to come to the line as best he could. But their blistering team time trial hampered nonetheless by Enkhorn, encouraged over the line by Wout van Aert. They lost a bit of time there in the final and yet dislodged Ribble Weltite to take the lead in the time trial by 48 seconds. Extraordinary ride from Jumbo-Visma. Israel Startup Nation featuring both Dan Martin and Michael Woods, the Canadian and Irish climbers. Losing the services first of Andre Greipel and then of Alex Dowsett. Those 2 riders also reduced to just 4 halfway through their team time trial. Young Mason Hollyman, the Yorkshire climber, having to be the rider finishing in 4th place, shepherding the young Briton to the line in the company of Reto Hollenstein, Martin and Woods, just checking that Hollenstein stopped the clock just 23 seconds down on the best time of Jumbo-Visma. A very good ride from the Israel Startup Nation. Then De Koning Quickstep riding for Julien Alaphilippe. Complete, of course, with Mark Cavendish, one of the best team time trialists in the world. But it was Alaphilippe pushing for the line, 7 seconds up at the split point on Jumbo-Visma's best time. Closer at the end as De Koning Quickstep sprinted for the line with 4 counting riders to dislodge Jumbo-Visma by only 3 seconds. Julien Alaphilippe making strides in the general classification, and De Koning Quickstep possibly best placed to win the stage. Some big teams, though, still to come. Team DSM, again, with just six-man teams, finishing with only 4 riders. Outside the time of the Israel Startup Nation. Team DSM, well-drilled, well-practiced, experienced, but not quite as competitive at the very top edge. Mark Donovan's team, 40 seconds down on the best time so far of De Koning Quickstep. Ineos Grenadiers, then, with Ethan Hayter in the points jersey, in the light blue speed suit. All 6 riders then very, very well drilled and already having raced in Italy, 1 team time trial back in March at the stage race, the Settimane Coppi e Bartali, but losing first 2 of their riders, including Michał Kwiatkowski, who dropped away. That left Rowan Dennis, Richie Porte, Carlos Rodriguez and Ethan Hayter. 4 riders coming towards the line. And the clock told a very happy story indeed. Ethan Hayter taking the responsibility of not only powering them to a stage victory by 17 seconds, but because of the time gap over Wout van Aert, also taking the race lead at the AJ Bell Tour of Britain. What a year Ethan Hayter is having. And as we close in on the halfway point of the Tour of Britain, Robin Carpenter, the last team off, in the colours of Team Rally, the leader in the general classification, but not expected by anyone to hold on to that jersey today. Rally, the last team across the line. Robin Carpenter honouring the jersey as best he could, and Rally hopefully enjoying their day out, but his stay in the blue jersey was brief, only 18.2 kilometres long. Robin Carpenter, yesterday's hero, finishing and conceding the jersey and the race lead to the Ineos Grenadiers. Ethan Hayter, stage winners in the team time trial. And Ethan Hayter with that, moving into the lead of the general classification. The man who went to the Tour of Norway just a couple of weeks ago and came back with the GC win. But they'll all be lining up now. Wout van Aert back in 3rd at 16 seconds. Julien Alaphilippe at 23 seconds. Rowan Dennis, though, his teammate, just 6 seconds off the lead of Ethan Hayter from Great Britain and Ineos.